The Greek Derby. Olympiakos' league-leading offense against Panathinaikos, who sit right behind them in offensive efficiency. But beyond the numbers and rivalry, this game gave us a fascinating tactical battle between Bartzokas and Ataman. From Fall's paint control to Goss's playmaking clinic, from defensive adjustments to fourth-quarter drama, let's break down how this one unfolded. Olympiakos opens with their off-screen game. Watch how this develops. Fall gets the ball, swings it to Papanikolaou, coming off Sasha Vezenkov's screen. Fournier then sets a back screen for Fall, who cuts hard to the rim. Good defensive play by Gabriel, though, coming up with the block. Next offense, same initial setup, but watch the ending flip. Fall now screens down for Fournier, the reverse of what we just saw. No immediate advantage created, though, forcing them to reset into pick and roll. We've talked about it all season. The Greens struggle defending off-screen actions, ranking among the league's worst. Teams keep exploiting this weakness, and Bartzokas clearly had this in his game plan. Watch this misdirection for Fournier. Goss sells the fake screen for Fall before clearing out, letting Fournier use Fall's pin down. First time, Fournier gets clean look, but can't convert. Bartzokas goes back to it after timeout. This time, they force Gabriel's help on Fournier, but Fall can't handle the pass. Watch the defensive miscommunication between Juancho and Grant here, giving Olympiakos an easy bucket.
Now 5-on-4 in Olympiakos' favor. Papanikolaou, bounce pass, Vezenkov, the flash.
Watch Olympiakos target none in pick and roll here. Smart setup. They've pinned Panathinaikos' best defenders, Grant and Juancho, to the corners guarding Fournier and Vezenkov. This leaves none exposed in the middle against the screen action. Watch how one defensive breakdown leads to another. None gets caught on the screen, forcing Gabriel to overcommit on Goss. This makes Osman sink too deep to tag Fall. And worse, he gets caught on Fall's body. End result? Papanikolaou wide open. Neither team found their shooting rhythm early. First quarter saw both sides struggling from deep, 25% from beyond the arc. Watch another ball screen targeting none. Papapetru practically sets a screen on his own teammate here, falling into none. This triggers another defensive collapse. Rotations break down, leading to an open look for Papanikolaou. Was this a calculated risk by Panathinaikos? Probably not. Their defense tends to collapse this way by default, especially on the weak side when Brown, Slukas, or none are involved. And again, notice Grant and Fournier in the corner, just spectators to the whole sequence. Pick and pop action with Vezenkov here. Goss takes advantage, drives all the way, uses his body against none to score while drawing the foul. Goss put together a clinical first-quarter performance, controlling Olympiakos' offense. Beyond his 7 points, he created another 5 through assists, and most importantly, made 0 turnovers. Watch how he manages the game, making the right reads, finding teammates, and keeping the offense flowing. And let's not forget, he's doing all this while defending Kendrick Nunn, the league's leading scorer, forcing him into tough shots and early foul trouble. Complete two-way impact from Goss. Let's examine Panathinaikos' offense against Olympiakos' defense in the first quarter. After a failed transition attempt, Nunn initiates with a middle pick and roll. Watch the defensive coverage. Fall drops low while Goss stays in rearview pursuit. Nunn uses the hostage dribble to keep Goss behind him, and Gabriel creates space with the Gortat screen. But notice the help defense. Papanikolaou and Fournier shrink the floor, clearly prioritizing containing the league's leading scorer over perimeter threats from Osman and Grant. Watch this offensive miscommunication from the Greens. They eventually get into their double stagger action, but those lost seconds disrupt their offensive rhythm. Even after sorting it out, Olympiacos' defense forces Nunn to kick out to Osman by shrinking the floor and clogging the paint. The Greens try to force switches to get Nunn matched up with Vezenkov, but Olympiacos has an answer. Watch Vezenkov's soft hedges, deliberately avoiding the switch, while Goss plays Nunn's left hand, forcing him right. Nice read by Juancho here, slips the second ball screen, but Olympiacos rotates. Fournier helps, Papanikolaou closes in, and once again the defense forces the ball to Osman for a jumper. This is Nunn's only shot attempt in the first quarter. Watch it develop. Goss gets caught on Gabriel's screen, and Nunn attacks Fall's drop coverage with a sidestep three. Once again, the Greens try to force a Peters-Nunn matchup, but Peters and Goss turn it around, trap Nunn, get the steal, and push in transition. Even worse for Panathinaikos, Nunn committed his third foul just in the first quarter. With Mitoglou on the floor, the Greens try to pull Fall away from his paint dominance, looking to create space. First attempt ends in a turnover, but watch their best offensive execution of the quarter. Diamond formation, though loosely set, flowing into pick and roll short. Nice sequence here, they beat Fournier's tag with ball reversal, letting Osman attack the closeout. This is a Horns 2 action from the Greens. Olympiacos switches it, but Panathinaikos can't take advantage of the mismatch in the low post. So, in a nutshell, the Greens' first quarter offense couldn't find any rhythm, forced into tough shots against the shot clock, couldn't penetrate against Fall's paint protection, and failed to convert the few open looks they created from the perimeter. The second quarter shows a different story. Both teams finding more offensive rhythm with 22 points each. While the Greens continue their terrible shooting from deep, converting just 1 out of 9 attempts for a disappointing 11.1%, they did manage to protect the ball better. Their turnover percentage drops to 11.8%, significantly better than the Reds' 18.8%. Olympiacos shifts their offensive approach in this quarter. Watch how they emphasize their post-up game, primarily through Milutinov, while also hunting specific mismatches. Here's a perfect example. Peters recognizing the advantage and posting up Lorenzo Brown.
Add Milutinov now, it's with Gabriel.
Olympiacos pushing the pace and using their passing. And the foul in the corner! A surely not shot!
This is the classic pitch back into high-low action we saw in the first quarter with Fall. Same setup, same execution. The Greens continue struggling with their ball screen defense, especially when Brown and Nunn share the court. These coverage issues keep creating problems. Watch how Olympiacos recognizes this weakness and attacks it repeatedly, generating open shots. Watch how perfectly Olympiacos counters the hedge-out defense here, a classic solution we've broken down many times. Instead of forcing the direct pass to the roller against high hands, they create a triangle. Pass to the side first, then immediately to the roller. Fall gets it deep, and there's not much Slukas can do against him in that position.
Up into penetration, but they leave Hernan Gomez alone for the open three.
First field goal for Juancho to add to 3 from the foul line. And Mustafa foul delivers a heavyweight hit in retaliation.
Watch Juancho's defensive challenge against Vezenkov's pick-and-pop game. has to prevent Goss from driving right, then somehow recover to one of EuroLeague's most lethal shooters. Vezenkov, being Vezenkov, knows exactly how to punish these recovery attempts. In the next one, Wancho gets forced into switching onto Fall. Osman comes with the double team, and Olympiacos can't beat the shot clock. Ataman tries to stretch the floor against Olympiacos, using both Pleiss and Mitoglu at the 5. The idea? Pull those 7-footers away from their comfort zone in the paint. Later in the second quarter, the Reds adjust, switching with Milutinov. Watch how the Greens try to attack these switches, looking to create mismatches. But Olympiacos' switching defense stays disciplined, not giving up any easy advantages from these actions. Watch McKissick here, denying the post entry to Mitoglu after the switch. This forces Slukas to drive and kick out to Wancho, who draws the foul on his 3-point attempt. Here Mitoglu receives the ball and draws the foul from Fournier. In the third quarter, the Greens finally find their offensive rhythm. Watch how they start punishing Fall's drop coverage, mixing pick and pop with pick and roll actions. Brown becomes the key here, making all the right reads, finding rollers, pulling up from mid-range, or spotting up for catch and shoot opportunities. On the other side, Goss continues his clinic, creating 9 points in just 5 minutes of third quarter action. Watch how he controls the game. 7 points of his own, another bucket created through his assist. But just as he's taking over, injury forces him out, leaving Olympiacos without their primary ball handler and facilitator. Without Goss for the rest of the third quarter, the Reds still find ways to score. Watch how they exploit Panathinaikos' defensive lapses, converting these breakdowns into easy baskets. In the fourth quarter, the Greens mount their comeback, outscoring Olympiacos 24-10. The main protagonists? Mitoglu and Brown, combining for 13 points, more than half their team's output in the quarter. In the fourth quarter, Olympiacos' offense falls apart, a mind-blowing 42.1% turnover rate. 8 turnovers in just 1 quarter, nearly matching their total from the first 3 quarters combined. With Goss sidelined, Lee, Vildoza, and Fournier have to handle playmaking duties, and it didn't go well. Watch how the Greens capitalize, turning these decision-making struggles into steals and easy transition points. In the final moments, Watch Mitoglu's crucial deflection leading to a steal. Nunn pushes in transition, but misses, only for Mitoglu to grab the offensive rebound and score, cutting the lead to 2. After the timeout, Olympiacos appears to target their pick and roll at the Brown-Mitoglu-Nunn defensive triangle, deliberately keeping Juancho uninvolved. Milutinov gets a good look, but can't convert. In transition, the ball finds Slukas for a potential game-winning 3, but the shot selection is poor. Olympiacos holds on for the win. We've broken down this intense Greek derby, from Fall's paint dominance early, through Goss's clinic before his injury, to the Green's fourth-quarter comeback attempt. 2 of EuroLeague's best offenses showed us different ways to create advantages, while defensive adjustments kept shifting the game's momentum. If you enjoyed this type of breakdown, especially these rivalry games, let me know in the comments. This is Baskethead, breaking down the game we love.